want to get a beer back in town, do you?
Join us for the ride of a lifetime.
Let's watch an idiot try to ride a motorcycle. Some guy rides.
Don't you think that diesel should always be green? Come on, man. I'm too easily confused. I have put diesel in my Prius before, accidentally. And my daughter put diesel in her Prius before, accidentally. And had I never put diesel fuel in my Prius, I probably would have been much more upset with her than I was. Remember when you didn't get advertised to at the fucking gas pump? Why am I swearing? It's much too beautiful of a day to be swearing already. Let's check my gas mileage with the Fuelie app. Who doesn't sponsor me? But I like their app. Anyway, it says I'm averaging 62 miles an hour, miles per gallon. I think miles an hour is more like 2 or 3. And with this new speedometer, what I found is you can only clear it when the bike is off. If the engine's on and you're driving, you can't clear it. What the hell's up with that? Have I already mentioned this? I'm sure I have. Okay, so what's the plan for today? I think it was just last weekend I did the Blowing Rock romp. And it's just beautiful out. And the leaves are totally peaking. They've taken the best acid of all time and they're peaking like nobody's business. And yesterday, my wife and I made a plan to go on a motorcycle ride. That would have been a historical event because I've had this bike now 2 years. And she was on it once when I first got it, just around the neighborhood. And she didn't love it because, of course, somebody pulled right out in front of me and it was a little bit scary. And then the next time she was on it, we were going to my daughter's softball game. And that was when the fuel pump failed. So that wasn't fun either. So she hasn't had very great experience on the Himalayan. But also it's just not comfortable for her whatsoever. And our helmets bump for some reason. I think it's because she's just not comfortable like leaning back a little bit and holding onto the hand grips instead of holding on to me for dear life. She's just in her 20s, man. She would hop on the bike that I had at the time, and that was that. No problem. I think it was a Honda Shadow 700 or something. God, I loved that bike. I thought it was so cool. Nothing like a good Japanese Harley rip-off bike. Anyway, so I checked with her this morning. I'm like, so what time you want to leave? And she said 12:30. And I was like, cool. And then closer to 12:30, she's like, so what do you think, where are we going? And I was like, well, I would love to for you to check out some of these forest roads, just a couple. Just because I want you to understand how freaking beautiful it is out there. You know, just a couple of chill ones, nothing hard or anything, just piddling down the dirt road. And then I thought we'd go up 276, which is a nice windy road, up to the Blue Ridge Parkway. And then we'll come home on the Blue Ridge Parkway. And it'll be lovely. It will be lovely. There's going to be lots of people out today. I'm positive of that. But she was like, oh, how long is that going to take? And I was like, I don't know, 2.5 hours maybe. And that's when it all started to go downhill. She was like, I have to sit on the bike for 2.5 hours. I'm like, well, yeah. I mean, we could go on a shorter ride, but like to go anywhere pretty, that's what it takes. We could just get on the parkway and go for a half an hour out and a half an hour back. But you got to go at least half an hour to get to the coolness. So she bailed. I wasn't mad because she's just not into it, man. Why does she have to be into it? She doesn't. I wish she was, though. But she's just like, it's so uncomfortable and the helmet's bumping and all this stuff. And it's just not a thing. I feel like on the Goldwing, she would totally do it. We wouldn't be going on dirt roads. We'd just be going up the parkway. And I think she'd be into that. So then she's like, well, let's just go to lunch on the motorcycle and then you can go on your ride. And I'm like, all right, where do you want to go? And then she's like, never mind, you just go. All right. So I'm just going. It is like, I don't know what day it is, end of October. Oh, it's Halloween. Holy shit, it's Halloween. I need to get some candy. Oh, no, it's not. It's not Halloween. It's the week before Halloween. Let me be honest, I have no idea what day it is. It's the end of October sometime. No, because I think we have a live stream on Halloween, so yeah. We've been doing this live stream with China, where Jen's teaching a course to a studio in China. And it's going good, everything's working. The only thing that sucks is that we have to get up at 6 in the morning, do a few hours of a live stream, and then come back at 7 at night, and we don't get back until like 10. And those hours are kind of a bummer because then we work all day. Just look at this already. Just getting on the parkway. It's a bummer because that wasn't the best stop in front of 2 cops. It's a bummer. What am I saying? It's a bummer just because, like, we get so I get home at 9. She's teaching some during the day too, and then I get home and go to work all day, and then we have to work again at the end of the day, and it's just a little bit much. So we're having 6 to 15-hour days. It's kind of brutal. We have today off, and we have tomorrow morning off, then we have to start again. And then as soon as that's over, I have to go do a live stream down in Kanuga for about 4 days. So that's where it's at. And I'm just doing I'm doing a little tiny ride, I don't know, maybe 100 miles, just to get out here and see what there is to see. I mean, it's kind of a stupid, ridiculous thing to go out and look at leaves, but what can I tell you, man? I'm human, and we're programmed to think that this shit looks cool, because it does. It's beautiful. I mean, look at this already. Got my biker brothers out here. We're waving like we've never waved before. The weather is just like, I mean, oh, it's perfect. Perfect, I tell you. And look, I realize that for you, it's probably, what do I run? 3-4 months out. So, it's probably February for you, but I don't care. Go get on your bike. Turn this off and just go get on your motorcycle. If there's 4 feet of snow outside, still, just get on your motorcycle, open the garage door, make vroom vroom sounds for a few minutes. It'll make you feel better. I believe that. I believe it will. So what I think I'm going to do is go up here, go on a road we've been on a billion times, down to Mills River. And then from Mills River down Yellow Gap, which we went on the way to the Smoky Mountain 500, even though it didn't turn out to be on the way to the Smoky 500, the way I ended up going. And from Yellow Gap, I'm going to go up 276. Or no, maybe I'm doing something different. Because there's a road I saw on Gaia that I don't think I've ever been on. It's not a long road, it's an up and back, but I don't think I've been on it. And you know how much I enjoy finding a road that I haven't been on in this part of the universe. I enjoy it thoroughly. It's also depressing because now once I go down it, it'll never be new again. Which is upsetting. And this half a bridge has been here for a really long time. And it seems so sketchy, but I read an article that it's not sketchy. And there's a place to live. See right there? You could live in there if you wanted to. But they've been working on 26 for about, I don't know, 30 years, it seems like. And they're widening it, so they have to redo that bridge so they can widen it. I forget how many millions of dollars that bridge is costing. Anyway, so I don't maybe it's 276 to the Blue Ridge. Then I think I'm taking a left on the Blue Ridge, which is west, and then there's another road that goes up sort of like to Waynesville, which I've definitely been on that road before. But then there's an offshoot that looks like it's dirt and it goes nowhere, and maybe that'll be cool. I don't know. Let's find out. Lots of bikes out today. There's going to be lots of tourists out. Lots of leaf peepers. And I don't blame a single one of them. Not a one. Down there to the right is where the Arboretum is in Bent Creek. There's some Harley dudes. Harleying it up. Nice. French Broad overlook right there. My sticker still there? I don't see it. Well, the parkway is understandably packed today. Oh, my suspension problem. Okay, so I swear to God, I bounced it. I went like this to try to figure out what it was, and it was that. It was the what is that called? The stem, the middle prong of the fork. I don't know what it's called. Anyway, it was loose, and I was confused because there's a gap here, and so I was thinking, you can't see it, but there's a gap, and then there's a little collar in there. Of course, I messaged Chris, my go-to person who knows how motorcycles operate, and anyway. But there's a collar, and so I was like, well, is that supposed to... It's a collar with like little notches out of it. Someday one of those gates is going to be open. Someday. And then I'm going to find out where that road goes. That's what's going to happen. Someday. I should just get a job as a forest ranger. Look at this. Just look at this. No, this isn't an adventure ride. I've already passed a compact car on this road. But it's incredibly awesome. What was I talking about? Oh, the collar with the notches. And so I was like, well, those notches probably like fit up in there, and it's probably so it locks somehow. But no, it doesn't lock somehow. It just is. That's just how it is. So I tightened that up, and the problem is gone. And I sure wish I had. I could have sworn that I checked. I didn't check with a wrench, but I checked with, just by looking at it and by touching it with my fingers. So anyway, it was loose, and I noticed it because it was really, really loose, and I could untwist it with my fingers. And anyway, that fixed it. And yeah, I sure wish I had done that before the Smoky Mountain 500, because it was annoying. It just felt off. But at least it's not in my head, so that's good. I thought maybe I was just making it up, so I'm glad it was something. I don't know what to say, even though I've done this road 10 billion times. It's still good. Some people just like repetition, though. Some people like that. That's what they like. I like repetition in like life. I like I like life to be orderly. Sometimes, like day-to-day life, not on a trip. I don't want that to be orderly. I want that to be chaos. But like my wife goes on the same walk pretty much every day. It's like a 2-mile walk through the neighborhoods, and it's a very pleasant walk, unless you get harassed by bears, which happens a lot. And by harass, I mean you pass by a bear. But she's called me several times. Can you come get me? There's bears blocking the way or whatever. Come on, dudes. Are you seeing this with me? Is it anywhere as cool for you as it is for me? My guess is no, it absolutely is not. That's why you need to go on that February ride right now. I wonder how accurate I'm going to be with the February. I'm babbling a lot. I don't know why. So I'm headed down all the trees. There's just a few that still have leaves. I'll go back up in a little bit, but maybe we'll get some views on Yellow Gap Road since the trees are starting to shed. Okay, again, this is going to be way after the fact. Someday when I have 500,000 subscribers and this is all I do, I wonder if that's even a thing at 500,000 subscribers. I don't know if people are making any money anymore on YouTube. Anyway, if this is all I had to do, I think I would be able to get a video out within 3 days or so. You know what I mean? But that's not happening right now. So I know this is way after the fact, but the Transalp, you know, it's right at the time when they came out in the US, and Big Rock Moto bought one, Dork in the Road bought one, and there's lots of reviews coming out, and they all seem to love them. And you have to credit some of that with, I just got a new bike, and of course I love it. So I'm waiting for that to wear off. And the exhaust thing is ridiculous. And so far none of them have put bash plates on, but I've seen pictures of the bash plates and they totally solve it. They're big, massive things. But then there's the oil weird cone thing that comes down at the bottom of the motorcycle. And I don't know why they did that, but I'm sure there's going to be a fix for that too. But why do it in the first place? There's a reason. Honda has a reason. But, you know, other than the stupid insect looking front where the headlight is, I don't know. It's kind of growing on me just a little bit. And it's a Honda. The Royal Enfield, Itchy Boots is riding that now, the new one. And other than the speedometer, other than the gauges, it looks cool too. So, I don't know. I'm not saying I'm in the market for a new adventure style bike, because I'm pretty happy with the Himalayan. And if none of those are lighter, then what's the point? I don't know how much the Transalp weighs. It's a 750. It's got to weigh about the same as the Himalayan, if not a little more. But I don't know. Future Range, look up the specs and see what the deal is. And so far, I haven't seen any real specs for the Himalayan. But I saw somebody who said that they had a source, in air quotes, that said it was like 3 pounds heavier than this bike. So twice the power for 3 pounds. It's pretty good. Now let's see what the price is. Are they gonna jump it up to $7,500 from $5,500? I don't know. They might. But the Transalp doesn't look that bad. And And Johnny Powell will know this by the time you see this video, but Johnny Powell thinks that Itchy Boots might ditch her Honda and go back to the Himalayan. I don't think so at all. I don't think so. I think now that she's gone to a light bike and knows how that is, I don't feel like she's gonna go back. Unless Royal Enfield gives her a free bike or pays her to be an ambassador. In which case, I think she might. And I want to know how much she got paid to do that Himalayan ride on the new one. I don't think that she just did that for free. You know what I'm saying? I just don't think so. She's so secretive about stuff like that, like how her sponsors are, all that stuff. I wonder how it all really works. Would be interesting to know. I mean, she's in a position where she should be monetizing her massive fame, you know? If you want your logo on her end screen, you should pay her a lot of money. If you want her to use your gear, you should pay her a lot of money because she sells shit. How many Himalayans did she sell back in the day when she was on one? I mean, who knows, right? How much Moscow Moto gear has she sold? How much Revi gear has she sold? She deserves some cash for that. And I have a feeling she's a smart lady that she's getting it. I don't know that. I don't know that for sure. It's just a guess, speculation. And if I ever got to meet her and we were having a beer, although I don't think I've ever seen her drink a beer, I would not ask because it's none of my business. Maybe I shouldn't even be speculating, but I'm curious. I would be complaining about being behind these dust mobiles, but I can't. Everybody needs to be out today. Everybody. Yeah, everything sucks, man. It's just freaking awful. Gaining elevation, gaining color. Oh, yes! Come on, dudes. Come on. Someday that gate's gonna be open. Someday I'll ride right. So it's almost time to submit my BDR Keep It 100 Film Festival entry. I've already mentioned this. I sent it out for feedback to the members. I don't know if you knew, but there's YouTube has a membership thing that I set up. And so for a couple of bucks a month, you get a discount at the store and not much else. But I am gonna just like share different things. Like you've already seen it, but I just came up with a new feature for the channel, which is a future Ange reaction video while watching past Ange do dumb shit. And I've only done it once. I don't know if it'll stick, but I was going to share the clip of that with the members in advance. I think it's pretty funny. but perhaps it's not. I don't really know. It's definitely stupid. But anyway, I appreciate you member people. It's really nice of you to show your support like that. It's cool. It's cool. And of course, there's not many of you, but you know, I can see someday. But still, it's not nothing. It's great. And I can see how people, if they had a lot of members like that, they could really, you know, it would help. Anyway, I'm excited for that feature, that video to come out with that feature in it. It's so dumb. It doesn't come out tomorrow, Sunday, but it comes out the next Sunday, which is 3 months behind you. So I don't know why I'm even talking about it. I installed the passenger seat and passenger pegs on the red Honda, getting it ready for Newfoundland, where it will be mounted to the front of the RV and will be our scout vehicle, grocery getter, if we get stranded, rescue vehicle, escape pod, all of that. And I fixed the toilet in the RV, which was pretty fun. The waste bowl, I'd never heard of a waste bowl before, but it's this little thing that you press the foot thing and it goes like that and opens it up so that your waste can go down into the tank and then it pops back up. Well, something broke in there, so I had to order a new piece and fix that, cleaned it up, wore some protection so that any stray fecal matter of any kind didn't fly into my mouth. That's the one part of the RV. Look at that. I mean, come on. I swear to God, I think I've said the same thing coming down this little part before. It's just, I don't know what to tell you. But, like on the road, where was I? I was in like, it was a West Coast thing, so I don't remember where I was, but the sewage hose where you empty the sewage came loose from the tank. And that is not a good thing. And I fixed it. It wasn't full or anything, so it wasn't totally disgusting. But you just don't want to be that close to a tank full of effluvian. Is that a word? You know what I mean? But whatever. If you have an RV, you'll know that they just they break constantly. Shit breaks constantly. You have a little house with all the systems of a house, electrical, plumbing, you know, what other systems of a house are there? I don't know. Look down there. Come on now. But HVAC, yep. So you have to become proficient, or you have to become fairly proficient at fixing any of that stuff, because it's all going to go wrong. And I feel like I've done all right. So now we're getting down toward where we hit 276. So it's getting more crowded near the main road. People are just out and about. Okay, so look at this. My wife would enjoy this. I mean, it's beautiful, beautiful. I did, however, so I packed thinking that she was going, which means I don't have a dry bag. I put on these two. I should have put some more shit in there. So I didn't bring rain gear, and it's looking suspiciously like rain over there. And I didn't bring tires, tubes, or tools. I think everything I need would fit in one of these, and I should have packed it all. I don't know what I was thinking. Either way, I should have packed it all. I'm dumb. Alright, I just turned from Yellow Gap onto 276. It's looking a little nasty out there. I didn't see that coming. It's so beautiful in Asheville. So the Goldwing that I wanted to buy, that was a salvage vehicle, it's sold. So I'm just still on the hunt. There's several out there, but there's I really don't. I'd like to pay $6,000 for a 2006 Goldwing that's in great shape with under 50,000 miles. That's what I'd like. But I'm not sure if that's going to happen or not. I don't know why 2006. For some reason, above 2006, they start to get more expensive. Like 2006 seems to be the spot where you can find some good deals. And that's an old bike, though, man. Old, I tell you, old. So I was just on the side of the road flying the drone, and my buddy Chris pulled up on his Himalayan just out of the blue, and I know him from our girls went to middle school together. That's where I met him. And his wife just bought a bike too. I can't remember what he said. It's a 250 something Suzuki, maybe? I'm not really sure. But that's cool. Maybe I should get my wife to hang out with her and get some of that to rub off. Anyway, he's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm gonna go check out this road. I don't know what it is or what." And he's like, "All right, man, I'll come with you." So I got a riding buddy for the rest of the day. I'll tell you what, man, people are out. He said he went through Brevard and it was just a nightmare. Lots of traffic. Hell yes! Back on the parkway for a little bit. Oh, I guess it runs north to south. This is south? Feels like it's almost past peak up this high. Good Lord. I'm sorry, man. I can't help but just be amazed by this area. It's so kick-ass. Anyway, Chris has a 22 Himalayan, and he's had much better luck with his than I've had with mine. He's had no issues whatsoever. And this nut is already loose again. I mean, I tightened the piss out of it. So I don't know what's going on. Maybe I need to unthread it a lot, put some Loctite in there, and really crank it down. Also, I used a crescent wrench instead of an actual wrench. I guess I have one that big. So I'll try that when I get home. Maybe 500 feet band of where it's still peaking. This stuff is done. It's still pretty up here. So up there is Black Balsam. One of the best views in the world, if you ask me. And tied for first is Max Patch. Gorgeous. Gorgeous, I tell you. I should just do a trip of the entire Blue Ridge Parkway. Shouldn't I? How long will that take? I mean, just insanity. Insanity, I tell you. Look at that. Come on! Hop down onto 215. We've been here before too. And then we're going to see what this forest road's all about. It's probably not going to be about much, but there you go. clean, and 2 gates were open so far. And we're on this very lovely forest road that I've definitely never been on before. So that's exciting. Too bad it's a dead end, but it's okay. I'm down with getting my out and back on, if you know what I mean. It looks like, judging by the switchbacks, we might be climbing a little bit here. Look at this, dudes. Look at this. Going into this little cove. Is this really going to be a dead end? Or will there be just a little trail that goes through somewhere? I know, there's going to be a dead end. It's okay. It's okay. Freaking bridge back here. Driving on Lickstone Ridge Forest Road. Going outside the other side of the cove. Come on, this has to go through somewhere, doesn't it? I thought for sure maybe.
That's what I was thinking. I was hoping.
Oh well.
Just gated.
Yeah.
Gosh.
You know it goes somewhere cool too.
Private property.
Yeah. Well, that blows.
It's a good find though.
Yeah, it's cool. I usually hate out and backs, but at this point it's like I'm trying them all. What?
You could probably camp out here.
Yeah.
I don't know what that van was doing.
I know. It's always like, oh my God, we're so way out here in the wilds, and then a Camry goes by. Bam. Bam, I tell you. I feel like I do say it enough, but North Carolina, I appreciate you. For real. You've been a good place to raise my kids, better than Venice Beach, California, I'm gonna say. And and you're pretty.
Hey, you don't want to get a beer back in town, do you?
Hey dudes, so that was just a mental health ride. Nothing special really. I just really wanted to go see that road, and it was cool. I'm down with the out and back these days. I didn't used to be, but I'm down with it. I mean, you can find some cool stuff. You're probably seeing this in June sometime, and right now it's mid-May for me in real time. And you can see that I have got some organization going, getting my shite together, trying to make sure I have everything for an upcoming trip out to the west. Look, if you want to follow that in real time, go to the Substack page. I'm going to try to file a ride report nightly there. And so that's where you can see what I'm up to in real time. So please go check that out. And some just general updates. I do have tons and tons of weird, goofy t-shirts available. Go check those out. I would totally appreciate it if you bought some to support the channel and to support my motorcycle habit. That would be cool. There's also a membership feature on YouTube. The perks are like a discount at the store, and I do occasional videos to give you real-time updates on what I'm up to. Eventually there's going to be some more stuff involved with that, but for now that's pretty much all it is. But it's kind of cool to just put out these little tiny videos in real time so folks know what's up. I think the Himalayan is ready. I'm not getting new tires for this trip. I put some on in March. I hope they're going to be okay. I haven't used them much other than the Smoky Mountain 500. I'm going to do my 9,000 mile service, so I'm going to have fresh oil, air filter, maybe plugs, all that stuff. I bought a new chain recently, and I think I replaced a sprocket too, so I should be okay with that stuff. Although, you know how it is, I'm going to get out there and wish I had done something, I just don't know what. As far as what's coming up after this, let's see. Well, it looks like we've got Hot Springs Scramble, and that was just off kind of the same as this last one. I was just looking at roads, and that one's kind of like this last one. I found a bunch of roads that I'd never been on, and none of them went anywhere, but I just went out and explored just to find out what's up, and it was fun. That area is really cool, sort of south of Hot Springs, and it's weird. It's like between Hot Springs and Trust, there's this like whole piece of land it's just weird. And then someone told me that, you remember on the Smoky Mountain 500, that road was closed, and that's a road that would connect the whole Martha, or no, what was that called? Voltar 388 or something. Anyway, that road was closed. Someone told me, no, it's open. So I went back to check that out. So I ran down there one day. I'll probably post about that. And then we're going to have a new bike video that's coming up in a few weeks. And then a couple other little things with that new bike. And very exciting, very exciting. The new bike is incredible, and more on that later. And anyway, for this trip I'm doing in June, at some point, it's not locked down. I don't have a timetable because I don't need a timetable because I'm not flying, I'm not shipping, I'm driving the truck to get to Trinidad, and then I'm going to start from there. And I'm taking the Himalayan as long as it's running by the time I leave, because I have never done a big trip on the Himalayan, only like weekend, 3-day things. And so I've always wanted to go on a huge trip with the Himalayan, so I'm psyched. I've got I love all this planning stage, like looking at the maps, I'm looking at what I'm going to do, and it's a little bit It's a little bit unorganized this time, but I think it's going to be fun. I've got a lot of time sort of carved out, so I don't have to be in a rush. I can sort of take my time and goof off, and I'm really looking forward to it. My setup is like, it's so dialed in, and my electronic setup is so dialed in, and I'm psyched to see what goes wrong on all this stuff, because you know something will. Anyway, thank you for watching these ride videos. I really like making the ride videos, although I've seen, you know, like the Honda review video was much more sort of successful, and so was that Your Bike is Ugly video. So those are the videos that like blow up a little bit, but I don't really care. I like making the ride videos, and I'm going to keep doing it. So I hope you enjoy those a little bit. And yeah, I'm psyched for a big ride, so go over to Substack and sign up for that, and you'll get alerts when I post something, when I post the daily ride report. Later.
Hey, please like this video if you liked this video, and if you'd like to see more, hit that subscribe button and the alert bell. Also, if you're interested, there are links to gear lists and goofy t-shirts in the description. Thanks a ton for watching.